pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, roll, Atlantis.
Water towers can fly! Yes!
Tango down to nominal.
Flight downside SCE off. Bring in SCE off.
Yikes. You bet. Concur. We don't need any more of these.
Good evening, Texas tank watchers. You're currently looking at Booster 7, which is on a self-propelled modular transporter, has just rolled out of the Mega Bay, and on the right side of the screen you can see the Chopsticks, which are moving currently up the tower, probably getting ready to lift Booster 7 onto the launch mount. So we have a fun-filled evening tonight. I'm Jack Beyer with NASASpaceflight. I see all the 5x5s coming in, so good to know you guys hear me well. But it's not just me on this stream. I'm also joined, almost as always, it seems like it's been pretty much every stream lately, by Alejandro. What's up, Alex?
Yeah, I'm lately appearing on almost every stream, but that's how it goes. I'm really excited to see some movement of Booster 7, I guess. And yeah, a little bit tired, a little bit late here, but I have ice cream at least.
You have ice cream, I don't. I'm sad about it. All right, well, moving on. Ian, also joining us for today's stream. What's up, Ian?
I was doing really well until I found out Alex had ice cream and I didn't. So I'm feeling pretty jealous right now, Jack. That's how I'm feeling.
Well, at least, even if we don't all have ice cream, we all get to watch Booster 7 roll out to the launch site, and we get to watch the Chopsticks lift them. Hopefully that's what we have on the agenda for today. So don't forget, as always, we do the interactive thing here, and if you have any questions, just at NASASpaceflight in chat with your question, and we will see your question pop up in some software that Michael wrote, which Michael is in the background as the live stream director for tonight's stream. This is like our third stream of the day, if you count the members only Johnson Space Center thing. A fun-filled day. All right, so I'm just gonna wait for some questions to come in, but yeah, I mean, we're in for a old-fashioned night of Texas tank watching. How about? Yeah, I just did that.
What was that? That's new.
Really?
I'll
Jack?
probably never do it again, but there, I just did it. Because we always used to say, like, back in the day with the early serial numbers, it would be like, Texas tank watchers, horse Winnie, whip crack, whip crack. Well, there you go. You just had a horse Winnie, whip crack, whip crack. For
You
real this
triggered
time.
Wow.
Crispy.
I was going to say, yeah, Crispy has now spawned in.
It's like earlier in the member stream when I said shuttle a bunch of times and he appeared.
Oh, boy.
Indeedy. So, yeah, let's see if we have some questions coming through. And as always, if either of you is in the queue and you see something that piques your interest, feel free to add it and jump on in. I think right off the bat, we like to keep things very serious and professional here at all times, to a fault even, some people would say. Megan is asking, what kind of ice cream do you have, Alex? I can hear it. I can hear you eating it.
Yeah, I'm eating a sandwich ice cream.
An ice cream sandwich? It's like just the cookie
Yeah,
and vanilla?
It's actually what's the other thing? The white thing. See, I'm super great on English sometimes on aerospace stuff, but cooking and everything. What's the other thing?
Just say it in Spanish.
Nata. I don't know
Right.
what it is in English right off the top of my head right now, but yeah, the
All right, well,
vanilla one is actually really good though.
With that
I just
important
wish
question answered,
I
I
had it.
think we'll move on, because I'm still mad that I don't have any. But you know what? Next time you have to bring enough for the class, buddy. We should
I'll send you a Starship point to point with like full of ice cream just for you.
I'm down.
Once I can afford it, obviously.
Yeah, and also one Starship point to point exists if it ever does. Where was? We should designate somebody to be the air, like the A and
point to point ice cream fun. Just saying.
Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to swallow. ice
We
cream.
should
Oh,
designate
jeez.
somebody to do A/B testing. I don't know, Ian or Alex. If either of you wants to do some A/Bing right now, like just to see. I think the booster is not moving. That's what it looks like to me. But I'm also looking at like the low res Discord preview before it goes out to the tube. So if somebody wants to
The
do.
chopsticks are rotating, and the booster is still rotating as well.
All right
So they're
then.
still turning the booster and turning the chopsticks.
We've got like the booster rave on the left side, just like and we've got the chopsticks on the right side, like joining in and flailing appropriately.
I wonder though, why are the chopsticks rotating now? Shouldn't they be rotating with a booster on them? They're doing it bad. They're doing it wrong. Someone teach them how to do this
I
correctly.
don't think they know there's not a booster on there. Yeah.
I expect them, in all seriousness, I expect them to move to like neutral position and then open. And then I don't know, maybe that's what they're doing. I don't know why I expect that. That's just what I want to have happen. Cool. So I see a bunch of questions have been added to the queue.
The most recently added one, Jack, I think is most important.
The one at the top?
Bottom.
Hang on just a second.
From CSLR.
Oh, our oh my gosh, our favorite ice cream flavors. I'm gonna go with mint chip.
Chocolate chip cookie dough with hot fudge on top, of course.
That's not a flavor.
Well, or it's a type of ice cream. But yeah, chocolate chip cookie dough for ice cream.
Okay, fair. I'll allow it. Alex?
Well, I'm very vanilla, so vanilla.
Nothing wrong with that.
I like it.
Spacetime is asking, what is the highest Raptor serial number that we have seen? There was like 108 today in the daily that's going to be coming out in a couple hours, right?
Yeah. Yep, I've seen the same too. Members have probably seen it, I think, because I think Crispy has already memorized some of those. So, yeah.
It's crazy. I feel like with Raptor version 1 and 1.5, it took us far longer to get to triple digits. Whereas now it's like, I don't know, I feel like we've gotten here very fast for it being a brand new version of Raptor, but I suppose that's what Raptor 2 is all about, is making it more easy to manufacture and mass produce and all of that. Cheaper, etc. It's a really good question from Spacetime. Good job, Spacetime.
And it looks like the chopsticks and booster are still being turned.
Good.
This camera view will be great to see any booster movement.
It looks like it's scooting left. It's ever so slowly scooting to the left.
Yes, going to the left and turning.
Let's see here. Mitsubishi, thank you for becoming a Red Team member. Stormy, thank you for becoming a Capcom member. Very cool. All the membership levels, all the different ones get different perks, and at Capcom and above, you get Discord access. Red Team, you get like the members emoji, and you get the preview stuff that Alex was just talking about. So all kinds of cool perks for our members. We talk about the membership program a lot, but it's so important to us doing what we do. So that's why we talk about it a lot, because we really appreciate our members. Speaking of members that we appreciate, Jerwa, OG, I think it's safe to say OG Tank Watcher, always helping out, gifted 10 Red Team memberships. So thank you, Jerwa. I love the membership program because it helps show people who might not otherwise sign up for the membership program, like, hey, here's all the cool stuff you get. Check it out. Which we're always trying to do more and cool stuff for the members. Like today, the Johnson Spaceflight Center live stream that we did, it was totally experimental. We didn't know how much cell signal we would have as Das, Chris, and Nick sort of made their way through various facilities at Johnson Space Center. But if I may say so, I'm not Michael or Das, but I feel like it worked pretty darn well. And it was a really, really cool stream, and that was a member exclusive. So just another
really
reason you might
cool.
want to check out the membership program. That was absolutely, that was a treat to do.
And Booster 7 is moving now, slowly but surely to the left. It is moving, not just turning.
Yeah, I dare say it's moving at this point. It's not even scooting. Like it's kind of, maybe even it's cooking.
It's rolling, riding, slipping, and sliding, you know? If anyone gets that song reference, you are just a 10 out of 10 in my book, but...
I don't get it. I figured it was a reference, but I don't get it. So I am not a 10.
We're having more people gifting more subs. More memberships in this case, I guess.
Oh, holy cow. Mike Pennington became a Pad Rat. Kevin Conrad, Red Team member. Dougal gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Thank you so much, Dougal. Moldy Space gifting 5 Red Team memberships. Super awesome. Thank you so much. You never know what the algorithm is going to do with one of your videos, and we put a lot of work into all of our videos, and sometimes, the views don't necessarily line up to what we would like them to based on the amount of work or just how much we like the video. Like the Lightning Towers video is a perfect example. I love that video. But, algorithm didn't seem to like it. But the membership program is like the grout that goes in between the tiles of the videos, if that makes any sense, and smooths things out and really helps us do what we do. So it's absolutely awesome that we have so many members, and thank you to everybody that just signed up.
I also like, the feedback when they see all the member content and they're like, oh, this is super cool and all of that. Like, that's also very important, that all those perks actually are received well. It's not like, this is, we don't like this. Obviously, if they were telling us we don't like this, we wouldn't do it. But it's obviously truly amazing that we have so much support from the members, and yeah, it's incredible.
Absolutely. Okay, here's one from Ruben asking, what is required for a launch vehicle to become crew rated? You have to go through some process with the FAA as well as NASA, I think, right? Or is it just the FAA? I feel like, say, for, I don't know, New Shepard, where they're just launching civilians on private property.
Yeah, if you're launching NASA astronauts, you have to go through NASA. So that's why SpaceX is so intertwined with NASA with Crew Dragon, but why Blue Origin is not. So yeah, it depends on what you're flying, I guess. So yeah, if you're flying just people, probably just the FAA. But if you're flying NASA astronauts and cosmonauts and what other astronauts, then you would have to go through those agencies. But yeah, usually in terms of engineering, you have to slightly over-engineer, maybe add some redundant systems in. Extra, more redundant flight hardware, things along those lines. But
and Booster 7 is slowly and steadily escaping the Mega Bay. I love this shot, like all the ships and Booster in the Rocket Garden, just like sort of in the shadows, looking as Booster 7 almost, it's like it's walking the plank as it heads to the launch site to maybe blow up again. Hopefully not.
No, don't say that. Don't manifest that.
Uh-oh. My bad. I'll take responsibility if anything happens.
Booster 4 looking at possibly the next orbital vehicle, or the first orbital vehicle.
Booster 4 is like, farewell, Booster 7. Go where I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Good question, though, from Ruben. Bunch of new memberships. You guys are awesome. Jimmy B, Red Team member. Grammy, upgrading to Red Team. Jacqueline Sanchez coming in as launch director. Wow, thank you so much, Jacqueline. Launch directors and flight engineers get their names at the end of every episode of NASASpaceflight Live. Plus, they get all of the other perks as well, including the sweet member emoji. I'm going to throw a bunch of Raptors in chat because we're operating with 20 Raptors. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Yeah, that's actually one of the questions here that we have.
Go for it.
Crutch Media asks, does B7 have all engines installed again, or does it only have the outer 20? So actually, Elon shared like a small preview video on Twitter saying that the booster was going to be rolling out, and you will see that the inner engines were not installed, and actually even the outer engines do not have all the shielding on them. So they pretty much were like, we're just gonna roll this out, and whatever it is, it's gonna be it. They're not wasting time.
Very interesting. See, this is very just an interim test, it seems like, just to get something done while they have it ready.
Yeah, we were actually earlier on McGregor Live watching a Falcon 9 booster test fire. I think you can actually go back and rewind still to see those. But we were actually asked about this, and like the debate was like, is it gonna be rolling out with all engines, only the outer engines, and if it is only the outer engines, are they gonna be rolling back to the high bay and put everything, like all the engines and everything? And you know, if it had rollout with all the shielding, for example, on the engines and things like that, I will probably say that they will probably install all the engines on the pad. But now, I'm actually thinking that they're gonna be rolling it back to the mech bay, just to outfit everything properly. Because
Mhm.
I don't know, it's just my gut feeling about this. So hey,
Yeah, I would agree given the shielding being absent, because that seems like something that would be pretty difficult to install at the orbital pad because the shielding is kind of blocked by the mount itself. The engines, I guess you could install at the pad if they wanted to install the inner 13. But yeah, I think it would be tough to do all of that out on the pad. So it seems like this is just kind of like how they'd roll the boosters out to the pad to do a cryo test when the boosters are incomplete without engines. Then they roll it back to the mid or the high bay or whatever to outfit it, and then roll it back to the pad. This seems like just an interim test while they have everything in place for
look at
this.
that. That's ship
And
25
I was about to say, yeah,
in the-
ship
in
25.
the high bay. Because there's nothing going on today at Starbase. They're like, we're gonna stack ship 25. What about that?
It's not fully stacked yet, right?
Nope.
No, this is only the lower tank section. This is so
Yeah.
the section that we are seeing here, I believe it is the common dome section, and it is welded to the mid-block section, and then that is being stacked on the engine section of ship 25. And then
Very
at
cool.
some point we're gonna see the nose cone with the payload bay already stacked underneath, roll out to the high bay. They're gonna put the forward dome on that same platform that they have for welding barrels. Then they're gonna put the nose cone with a payload bay on top. They're gonna put those together, and that's gonna be the two major pieces of ship 25. And then the top piece will go on top of the bottom piece, which is the one that we're seeing right now here being stacked. And
Nice.
that's how ships are born.
And I just saw the drone flying there. It just flew right by tent number 1 there. Guess they have that out tonight. Not surprising.
Yeah, we were seeing it fly around a little bit earlier too, so they just have it out and about. Just to think of like the media server at SpaceX and however many terabytes it is, and all of the amazing footage and pictures and everything that is on that equipment that we'll just never ever see, because that's how these things work. And
See that-
I mean, it's not even
see
just
that
SpaceX
robot?
either. It's like every single company. Like
That's
imagine
an
all the
You can see that-
robot.
You can see that robot, and that's actually the one that is used to weld the two parts of the ships. So they actually installed one at that height inside the highway just for that. It is crazy, but it's also very clever. Like,
Yeah, they like rotate the barrel as they as it welds, right? Like the arm doesn't move around the barrel moves around the arm.
exactly. Yeah.
And
they
here
actually
comes
have one a
B7 to
little
be
bit
like,
closer.
"No, me. Talk about me."
They have another one a little bit closer to the ground. That is the one that is actually maybe now welding, or maybe later welding this section to the engine section, like the top of this section to the bottom.
It always kind of blows my mind how fast they can move these things around on the self-propelled modular transporters. Because like all of this concrete at the launch site right here is nice and fresh and flat, and it's not like Highway 4. It's got like potholes and whatnot in it. So just really open it up and kind of haul like that. I mean, it's a huge vehicle. It's just rolling along casually.
You know, we just received a super chat and got me thinking from Kyle Trick, $5, and they ask with SLS's launch, is it pushing Elon Starship to go harder and faster to come online? And I was actually wondering, hold on, it only has 20 engines. 20 engines has a thrust already higher than SLS. I actually did the math.
What, like all of
It will fit. Yeah, 20 engines will be about 4,600 tons of thrust, which I believe it is already more than SLS at liftoff.
Oh my god.
That's wild.
So, you know, Maybe.
Most powerful rocket for like a month and a half.
You can
Oh,
see
they
the
have
lighting
a-
truck. And
yeah, they have
we
a
saw
roll
the
coming out.
sheriff on the road just a second ago. So we're about to roll here. Roll is imminent, if not already in progress. They need to have a guy that just walks behind the light truck with like a disco ball.
Or just rotate Booster 7, and that's the disco ball.
Yeah, there you go. Put
There's the
Booster
drone.
7 on a giant Lazy Susan on the SPMT. So it's just like slowly rotating.
And look in the production yard, just scattered with barrel segments for Booster 9. Pretty much just Booster 9, because that's how much you need for a single booster.
I believe one of them is actually for Ship 26.
Yeah, there's
It's a
going
little
to
bit
be a
hard.
label.
Yep.
There's a
Yep.
Mary got a shot of the label in the
Yep.
footage for the daily today, which will be coming
Well,
out in a
But
couple
that's
hours.
not here, I think. It is on the other side, on the dome flips.
Ah, gotcha.
Spoilers. Spoilers for the daily.
Alex, how could you?
Oh
no, we're
my
too.
god.
It's a teaser.
Yeah, it's a teaser. Now you gotta watch the daily.
Drone in action. I always get sort of flabbergasted by the amount of counterweight that they have on the SPMT. Is like each one of those is like 20 tons or 10 tons or something like that. Madness.
Yeah, each one's 10 tons.
That's a ton of weight.
Come on, Jack.
Oh.
Thank you for teeing that up. So nice. Get it, teeing it up because tons like to. Okay, I'll stop.
You are reaching,
Can we-
my man.
Oh,
Call you
jeez.
the chopstick. That's a reach.
Okay, that was good. I have been smitten. Campbell Osborne, thank you for becoming a Capcom member. Super awesome. Like, holy cow, members, thank you for everybody. Geraldine also becoming a launch director. That's so awesome. Thank you so much, Geraldine. We hope you enjoy the perks, and we darn sure appreciate the support. Did somebody just gift a million members? Yeah, and Bart just gifted 10 Red
Wow.
Team memberships. Thank you so much, Bart. It's really awesome to see people coming out for a rollout
About to
stream like
have
this. It's
license
like
plates.
middle of the night. I was like, who's gonna tune in? But everybody still cares. Darn it.
Everyone is tuning in.
Well, thank you so much, everybody, for the new memberships. Here we go. Light truck. Look at this guy. This guy standing here with his vape or whatever. Like, he looks like he's about to catch a football and run with it or something. Like
I love it. You go.
B7, B8, S24 set hike. I don't know anything about football. Can you tell?
I've forgotten it since Penn State stopped playing last year.
Oblong throw ball. How about that?
I paid $250 for season tickets for my college football team this year.
Oof. Well, worth it though.
Oh yeah, it's fun. Anyway, we can't be talking about sports. This is a rocket stream.
I don't even know what a sports is.
Sports ball. Never even knew her.
You could say this is a sporty stream. Okay, I'll go.
So we're all officially banned. Jeff, thank you for the generous super chat. Geraldine, also, who just became a launch director, also generous super chat saying hello from Perth. Thank you so much. Moldy Space, always with the support, saying if you had Starship point to point able to bring you food from anywhere in the world, what would you get first? I'm getting Donner from Trier, Germany. Ooh, that's tough. I don't know, probably sushi from Japan. That's like the most wasteful thing I could think of to do. And like so environmentally wrong in so many ways. But if we're going like full decadent, the world's ending anyways mode, yeah, probably sushi from Japan. Well, Alejandro, go first. And keep it short.
Okay, so
we're
no,
watching this
hold
booster
on,
roll.
Hold on, because I lost it. So I gotta look it up. If you had a Starship point to point, it will. Oh, this is from Moldy Space. Woof. I don't know.
Some kind of ice cream.
I don't know. There's already good food here in Spain, so I wouldn't order anything. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. We have good food.
All right, Ian.
I mean, if I had to, probably like pizza or pasta from Italy. But I mean, I'm in like a great area for pizza.
See,
So
there's good food in Europe.
All right, well, question answered. Thank you, Moldy Space, for the support.
yeah, if anyone wants
Clag.
good pizza, go to Northeast Pennsylvania. I tell
Clag
you.
just upgraded to launch director. Thank you so much, Clag, for doing that.
Okay, Moldy Space Industries just reminded me that the other day I was eating Thai food, spicy Thai food. I liked spicy Thai food. There you go. Maybe that.
All right, deal. This looks awesome. Just with each individual wheel having its own light, and the yellow like running lights, and the police lights on the booster, and the reflect. I mean, just this what a sight.
It's
We're watching.
overstimulating.
It's. I mean, perhaps it's definitely simulating. I mean, we're watching a prototype of a next generation rocket roll out to the launch pad for more testing. Maybe, hopefully, not to blow up again. That's exciting. Ralph Chilton in chat.
You can actually see there's no inner engines. I don't see, at least
Mm-hmm.
when it, like, the inner engines are lower, so you could see them lower than the outer engines.
Also, notice how the wheels are all at different heights. Like the ones on the
Yeah.
ends are much because right now it's going through a ditch.
Yeah.
So the ones on the ends are really high up, but the ones in the middle are really far down.
So you can say they're ditching Booster 7?
Stop it.
Okay.
No, you absolutely
Stop it.
you cannot.
Yeah, each wheel is able to pivot independently and also move up and down independently, and that is what makes a self-propelled modular transporter so agile.
Everyone is now like, no.
So once it gets onto Highway 4, it's generally a straight shot to the launch site. So we have seen them stop previously, like when the road kind of crumbled a little bit or something. What
Wow.
what was... What- oh my-
chat.
Yeah, holy... Whoa. I was going to say, what ship was it that messed up on its way to the launch site and like paused for a little while, but holy crap, Russell Snodgrass, thank you so much for the $200 super chat. That is insanely generous. I say, I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. Your knuckleheads are entertaining me while I enjoy a nice glass of bourbon and a good cigar. Bender would approve. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Russell. Bender would indeed approve of that. I do not have either of those things, but I will live vicariously through you.
You're gonna
That's
make
awesome.
Jack jealous with that.
Yeah, right. Although I'm not a bourbon guy, I'm a Scotch guy. But everyone, you do your own thing. Thank you so much, Russell. As always, we're going to take all of the support that we get from everybody on the stream and turn it back around into more spaceflight coverage. And we've got an action-packed fall with Artemis 1,
Oh,
Starship
boy.
orbital flight test. I mean, I think we expect another Firefly flight. There could be like a Relativity flight. There's all kinds of cool stuff coming up at as this year closes out. So all the support is extra, triple, double appreciated because we've got a lot coming. And the help is amazing. So thank you so much, Russell. And I guess while I'm at it, thank you, Ribby, for the super chat. Thank you, Conservative Space Nerd. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. And as always, if you can't support us monetarily, no big deal. Just hit the like button if you haven't already. Tell your friends about us. We appreciate even everybody that's just watching, and you don't have to contribute monetarily. That's what people like Russell are for. Thank you so much, Russell, for helping us bring our coverage to everybody around the world. It's awesome. Musical Wolves saying only 20 engines to prevent another rapid unscheduled ignition. Is that the thinking there? Is that's why there's only 20 and not the center engines? Or is it just expediency? What do we think? Alex, go first.
Oh, I'm gonna say it's expediency. They're booking it with this booster, and they're not gonna be sitting around. Well, sitting around, like installing more engines and installing shields. They probably want a static fire as soon as possible just to gather data. That's my thinking.
Yeah, that makes sense. But at the same time, it's like, well, why didn't they end up testing Ship 24? I think we've all been sort of waiting with bated breath for Ship 24 to have a static fire test or two, or however many they're going to end up doing,
Yeah.
and it just hasn't happened. I mean, Any thoughts on how this might affect that,
I wonder that myself, and
or how that affected this? I guess.
yeah, I'm torn about that between maybe it's because there are problems with ship 24. Like, hey, problems can happen, right? Even though it's a ship and they have tested many ships, bad things can still happen, and we saw actually that on the very first test of ship 24. But the other question is whether they just abandoned that just to concentrate on Booster 7. But the other day we saw, I think it was yesterday, right, Jack? We saw a water deluge test. So it's like, maybe it's the former, or like that there are problems with ship 24 that they have had to deal with in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And maybe they're gonna do like some double flow testing now that they have Booster 7 and ship 24. So we'll see what happens.
It could even be not even on ship 24's side. It could have something to do with the, like with Pad B. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The other day, did you already say this? Sorry. The other day we saw hoses. It looked like, I'm not sure if they were disconnected from Pad B or what, but there was some GSE hose swapping over on the suborbital side of the launch site. So it could be that they are, tweaking Pad B, because the configuration of ships now and of their QD and all of that is sort of, I don't know, would you agree that it's safe to say that it's completely different than how it used to be in the previous, ship testing campaign back when we were doing flight tests and whatnot?
Yeah, it is certainly different. But yeah, I'm not truly sure. Like, I'm torn.
Because we have seen them do like redesigns on that whole section, but my point there being, maybe they had to do some significant upgrades to. Well, no, we've seen them do significant upgrades to Pad B to get it ready for testing. So could be pad side, could be ship side.
Can I say that I love the single cone that I was earlier on the SPMT? There was like a cone on top of the SPMT. Everything
about SPMTs is amazing. Like the guy that we're seeing go off screen right now that just holds the massive controller. It's delightful. And it's just magically able to balance such insanely shaped loads, whether it's Starship or any of the other things we've seen modular transporters do. It's really nifty.
It's delightful because he's on the light. This light. Okay.
I've had it up to here. I'm up to here. You can't see my hand. You can't see my hand gesture, but my hand is above my head.
I'm gonna get fired one of these days.
We all are.
So Booster 7 is now out on the highway, and we will get our eyes on it. There we go. Bam. It has made its way out onto the highway, and now it will take the... About how long do we sort of think this is going to take based on past ones? Like an hour or so? 2 hours? What do we think? For the roll specifically.
I don't think the roll is incredibly long. About like a half hour, maybe an hour at most. They're usually never terribly long.
Now that you say that, it's going to be 4 hours long.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's just say 4 hours and it's going to fall off the road and then tip over, then they have to bring it back up. And ugh.
No,
is this a pressurization rig here that we're seeing go by, or is this like some kind of filtration thing?
Yeah.
Good question.
It kind of looks like that.
Huh. I don't think we've ever seen that before.
It looks familiar, but I'm not sure quite which one because it doesn't look like the standard ship pressurization carts. But maybe there's a different one for booster, or maybe that's just a separate piece of equipment that's going to the pad. Because it doesn't look like it's connected to anything.
Yeah, strange. Maybe it's like a support vehicle or something.
Every now and then I glance at chat and I see like a snippet of conversation with no context. I just see Timothy Ward saying, "Whiskey distillery." No context. He's obviously responding to somebody, but now I'm like filled with questions like, what
or
whiskey
responding
distillery?
to you.
Yeah.
About what
I buy one.
Oh, that's what the cart is. Okay, I get it. So it's a mobile whiskey distillery. Yeah.
Look at the drone. It's right up there.
Looks like Mary got back to her camera and was able to pan it to the right for us. That's awesome. Yeah, and you can see the drone. You You can see the convoy is now heading down. It's now like basically in front of the gate that we always see the dome flips and barrel flips and all that stuff. That's about where it's at in the journey, and it'll continue to make its way.
When ships flip, but closer to the ground.
Yeah, parts of ships.
The early flip maneuver. That was so lame. Never mind.
It's on par
Oh,
with
we
the
said the
rest
flip.
of the. Let's see here. Jason Mead is asking, what's the first launch that's going to land hardware on the moon for Artemis? Does anyone know this off the top of their head?
If it launches this year as planned, the Astrobotic lander.
Yeah, that's technically Artemis, huh?
Yeah, that's. I think that's part of the CLIPS program, Commercial Lunar Payload
Wait.
Services.
Astrobotic, isn't that on Vulcan?
Yeah.
Then it's
at
not
least,
in this year.
At least it should.
Sorry, but
Oh yeah, that's true. It's end
Vulcan.
of 2022, so
Yeah, and that always means it's 2023.
for any rocket, yeah.
That reminds
Yeah.
me, what was the whole Elon said he would eat a hat with mustard or something if Vulcan flew with a national security payload before when? Like, what's the deadline for that?
2023.
Yeah. If they launch a national security before 2023.
And that currently doesn't look like it's going to happen, right?
Oh yeah, it's not gonna happen.
They
Like
typically-
even
typically-
if Vulcan were
payload.
to launch, even if Vulcan were to launch this year, the first military launch isn't until its third launch, so it will have to launch again and then the third one, like the following one after that. So yeah, it will have to do 3 flights this year, and I don't think that's happening.
So
Alrighty.
Elon's hat is safe.
No mustard hat for Elon. At least not this time. Moldy Space, thank you again. It gifted 10 more Red Team memberships. Thank you so much. And says in chat, look, in my opinion, anyone willing to watch nighttime Starbase non-explodey stuff deserves members, because if you're here, you're the cool kind of tank watcher. Well, what a big sweetie. Thank you, Moldy Space. I mean, and don't get ahead of yourself. Who says this is non-explodey? Things could get interesting. We never know. It's Starbase. That's why we all watch.
Jack.
I'm sorry.
Jack, period.
J, space A, space C, space K, space period. Let's see. Kyle Trick, thank you for the support. They say, is SLS launch push Starship, or is SLS launch push Starship to push faster / harder? Do we think the imminent launch of SLS is making them push harder on Star? I sort of feel like they've been.
That's the first question, right?
Yeah, I feel like they've been
We thought that
pushing hard this whole time.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna, I don't see how you can push any harder than this, honestly. So
Yeah.
they'll keep doing what they're doing.
Let's see. A33 is asking, what would be the benefit to just testing the outer ring of engines without the inner set of gimbaled engines installed? Are they on 2 separate plumbing systems? I don't think it's about plumbing. I think it's just about time. Like, they can test this now and then install the center engines and get all the rest of the stuff installed later while they're testing Ship 24. I just think they really want to get some booster testing done ASAP. What do you guys think? Alex, go first.
I was going to say, if you're gonna be very, very nitpicky here, they are all, like, every engine is on different plumbing systems, but I don't understand what it means when they say 2 separate plumbing systems, because they actually share the same they share the same plumbing system. They come from the same place. They just are routed one set to the aft cap where the center engines are mated, and then the other ones go to the dome where the outer ones are mated, but they all come from the same place. So let that be clear. So that's it. Oh, and like, what's my opinion on the benefit of just testing this? I'm just gonna say the same as I said before. Rapid. It's faster than if they wait for the center engines, and I guess because if they wait for the center engines, they they're gonna be losing time, and also if something were to happen, they lose the engines. Just think about it. If something were to happen again that is worse than what we have already seen for Booster 7, they lose those engines, and those are 13 engines that could be used on future boosters, like Booster 8, for example. So there you go.
And they're more complicated engines too. It's maybe only slightly, but they have all the gimbal hardware and thrust vector control stuff, where that the outer 20 don't need to have. So you're not only roasting potentially engines, but also the whole TVC system as well, which I imagine is not great.
Yeah.
Ian, any thoughts here?
Yeah, I agree with the idea that, like, you know, having the 20 engines is making it simpler, because we don't know exactly what caused the issue of the explosion. We don't know what the damage is like, but there's a solid chance to say the gimbals are damaged. Maybe the engine mounts themselves are even damaged. So if the outer engine mounts, which are structurally part of the booster, if those are undamaged, which it seems like here they are, then it would make sense to just go ahead and, you know, test those while you have them, just get some data down, and then go through the complicated repair and replacement of the center engine gimbals, the mounts, whatever else is needed. That's my 2 cents there. It makes sense to me.
Makes 2 cents to you.
I guess so.
Outdoors Man Show is asking, hey, do you think after some cryo test they will put the new Raptor stand? They'll use the new Raptor stand to put the remaining engines on if there are any missing. I'm unclear as to the need and purpose and use of the new platform that is raisable up under the orbital launch mount. I don't know if that's a Raptor platform or what. Have we heard anything specific about that, or what do y'all think? I have no idea either way. It would make sense to me, yes, but I don't know. They could just as easily roll B7 back and install everything back in the Mega Bay again.
Yeah, I'm team rollback, honestly.
I'm team rollback too. Not betting on it, by the way, but
so
I'm
do we
thinking
think
it is
that
safer to say that's going to happen?
That the fancy new platform is just sort of a easier way to get people able to work on the launch mount itself, like rather than having to rely on like the old mobile platform that we saw. Like it's like, oh well, we need to work on the launch mount. Just install the floor, basically raise the floor up, let people work on all the hard to work on bits, and then lower it back down and get it out of the way. I mean, it's not necessarily a Raptor platform, but it could be. I don't know. What do you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it does seem at the very minimum that it's like a work platform, so you could access, say, the thermal panels, maybe do some engine servicing, maybe some engine swapping. And in that case, I could totally see it being useful. For 13 engines at once, I mean, maybe they could do that. But also, like Alex was saying, they don't have the heat shield panels installed, which are side mounted, and those would be a lot more annoying and a lot more difficult probably to install, if even possible at all, in the orbital pad. And I think from that alone, it kind of tells me they're probably going to do a rollback. And why not just wait to have to do engine servicing till you're inside the mid bay, and you can service the engines while you're on the ground. You don't need to raise them up. You don't need to do any lifting 5 stories up. You know, it just roll it right in, integrate it. Roll it right in, integrate it.
Is that how 5 stories?
Around there. That's just a quick estimate in my head. It could be like 3. It could be like 8. I really don't know.
And iFlyShamu in chat is saying platform is for inspecting Raptors, not enough room to lift engines in position. I mean, that's plausible, but at the same time, what are they're using it right now without a booster mounted on it, with no need to have it for inspecting Raptors. But
I believe they are probably using, at least what I think they're using it for now without a booster is just for OLP maintenance. So
yeah, I mean they're probably working on some of the quick disconnect. Like there's 20 quick disconnects, one for each engine, that help start the engines, and I can't imagine those are super fun or easy to work on without a floor. So.
And there's actually a question here.
Hang on, before we get too far behind, I just want to thank some more of the super chatters. Joe Fisher Thank you for the support. They say they're screwing around with AI when they came and managed to make an interesting interpretation of a Starship launch. If you want to share it, I mean, yeah, DM it to me on Twitter. That's fine. I'm kind of addicted to those AI things. I've been making some amazing things and putting them in the member Discord. If you type in Bob Ross robot into Crayon, it gives you a whole bunch of pictures of Bob Ross painting murals on robots' bellies. I don't understand it, but I love it. It's the most hilarious thing ever. But I digress. Josh the Cosmo Wizard, thank you for the support. They say, will we be at Starbase for the first orbital launch? I sure as heck am going to be if I can at all manage it. Also, they love our coverage. Thank you so much, Josh. What about the orbital launch? Are we going to be at Starbase, Ian?
For the orbital launch, I will be in school.
Aha. And Alex, you're in Spain, but if you could, would you come over for it?
I wish I could go. Yeah.
Actually,
to many launches, but I can't.
I'll change my answer, and I think Alex will. If someone could pay me, or if someone pays for my flights, then I will go down.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah.
TBC 12, thank you for the support. They say, I thought road closures were needed for vehicle transports to the pad. Do we know if that's still a requirement, or has it changed? Is the road closed right now, or what? What's the deal with that? Because they've kind of done these rolling closures before, where there's just cops in front and back.
Yeah.
But the road never closes fully. What's going on here?
That's what it looks like today.
Cool. Thank you for the support, TBC 12. Co Martindale, thank you. They say, does SpaceX have its own emergency services, police, fire, ambulance, etc., or are these red lights everywhere from municipal agencies? It's from Brownsville PD. There was a SpaceX fire truck, although I don't know if that's been seen in a long time. But I think by and large they're working with Cameron County and Brownsville authorities.
I remember the old fire truck that they bought back in like 2017, and then they used it for the Starhopper, and then they never used it again.
Wasn't there some sort of Starship engine test where the fire truck was at the launch site, and we were like, no way would they do? They're not going to do an engine test today because the fire truck's at the launch site, and then sure enough, they just did it. I feel like I'm not making that up, but I could be making that up. Jerwa, thank you for the support. They're saying they're ordering Hawaiian pizza from Italy via Starship P2P. Okay, we all know that pizza in Italy is not what pizza in America is, right? Like, it's actually probably completely different. But hey, you do you.
Isn't like raw?
Yeah, it's actually pizza and not some plastic.
Yeah, basically, Alex is right. Yeah.
Alex, you need to come to America and try American pizza.
Our food is literally trash and like made out of plastic and rubber, but it's so delicious.
My blood is made of plastic.
Yeah, microplastics. Cody Davis, thank you for the support, becoming a PadRat member. Super awesome. And Drew Narcitus, thank you for becoming a Red Team member, as well as John Deppner, becoming a Red Team member. I feel like if John, that's a name I've seen a lot on our streams. Thank you for the support, everybody. We hope you enjoy the membership perks. Check out the Johnson Space Center live stream that we did today. That was seriously awesome. It was a fun little members only thing. Chad, thank you for the support. They say, are they testing only the outer 20 because they haven't tested that many? Raptor boost on a booster, possibly. I mean, I guess technically they've almost gotten to ignition with all 33, so...
Well, they've never done a static fire of a Raptor boost engine.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we can refer to our previous statements that the 20 is mostly about expediency here and getting some tests under their belt. Good Gremlin Media says, I would like to thank the team at NSF for not putting the word changes everything in the titles of all your videos like every other SpaceX channel. Well, you're welcome, Good Gremlin. And as long as nothing crazily changes, we won't do it. If something, in fact, crazily changes, well, no promises. We'll probably have to say something crazily changes.
They also became PadRat member.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Kyle, thank you for the support. They say, so CJ Hal and I were wondering when you think Booster will be lifted onto OLM as the Chopsticks are raised. I think they're going to lift it tonight. That wouldn't shock me at all.
Just send it.
Right? Drew, again, saying testing the outer engines would be priority since they're spun up through the OLM. I believe the first static fire started this way.
Yeah, so this is something that I was going to address before, actually, because I've seen many comments about that. So, the engines are started, they are being started from from the QD, the 20 QDs, the R engines. And also I think there was another comment here saying that the center engines do have igniters, but the outers don't. All engines have igniters. The difference of the igniters between the center and the outers is the source for the igniters. So the igniters are torch igniters. That means they need a fuel and an oxidizer to be able to produce the torch. Sort of, it's like a really mini engine. It's actually more like a lighter, like for cigars and everything. So that kind of thing. And so you have a spark, and you have a source of gaseous oxygen and a source of gaseous methane, and that's how you have the torch, and that's what lights the preburners. And so the iron engines get the gaseous methane and the gaseous oxygen via those QD that they are connected to. Apart from being also for a spin up, they also provide gaseous oxygen and gaseous methane for those igniters. But the inner engines also all of them have igniters. It's just the way that they receive the gaseous methane and the gaseous oxygen. So that changes. And yeah, the outer engines are indeed spin up via those QDs that they are connected to. I'm not sure how that all works in the sense of if it's somewhat different to the center engines, but I believe the center engines are spun up using the main QD arm, not the QD arm, excuse me, the main QD of the booster, and just routed to all the engines, sort of like Falcon 9. Falcon 9 also uses this kind of method, and it is also ground started in that sense, because you're connected to the QD on the booster, so why not, right? Use the ground, and once you're in flight, then you use whatever you have on the vehicle. But as long as you're connected to the ground, it makes sense to use whatever it is that is on the ground. So you don't need as much weight on the booster, dead mass basically.
But the center engines have to be able to, at least a subset of them have to be able to start themselves without the ground side, right? For
Yeah,
landing.
they are also they also have COPVs inside that provide that gaseous oxygen, gaseous methane, the helium for spin up. So they have inside all of that, but for relight. The idea is that the main QD is the one that provides all of these on the ground, but once it is in flight, they use all that is internal. And Falcon 9 is pretty much the same. It's not really that different in that sense.
I'm really loving these lens flares from all the lights.
This is reminding me of the towers segment rollouts at Kennedy Space Center, because they're always like at night. They always have the light trucks. They always have the lens flare.
It's a treat.
Okay, someone pointed out Raptor 2s don't have torch igniters. They don't have it on the main combustion chamber. The preburners do have torch igniters. Because, again, that's another thing that people get confused about. So let's clear that up. And, I'm here for that. We're all here for that, to clear questions and doubts and things like that people have.
Good Gremlin Media becoming a pad rat, which I think you already said, Alex. Thank you, Good Gremlin. And Vetisiana saying, very much enjoyed the stream earlier. The experimental ones are crazy interesting. Thank you. You're welcome. Let's see. John is asking 3 or 4 chines. I think there's 4, right? There's 4.
I think so. 2 big ones, 2 smaller ones. I feel.
Yeah, there's like two dorsal and 2 ventral or something like that.
No. We already have like aft starboard port, and then like plus Y plus X. Now you're gonna go dorsal and ventral, and
picture it as a whale. Picture it as a whale.
I didn't pay attention in biology class. I hated that class.
I mean, yeah, but like imagine a super heavy cross with a whale. Hang on, I'm gonna go type that into crayon. Somebody vamp.
Oh, jeez.
Oh boy, I was too busy typing. Hang on. But yeah, Booster 7 is passing by the camera right now. Those blinding lights right there. Love to see them. let's see if we got some questions here in the queue while Jack is making me do his dirty work.
No, I'm good. We're good. It's chugging away. We'll see what our robot overlords come up with. But if you see a question you want to go for it.
I'm not going to lie. Earlier, you talked about crayon, and I may or may not have typed in stained glass window of Barack Obama just to see what it did.
How did it do?
It's pretty good.
Every now and then I think of a new style to have it try and estimate. I have not yet thought of stained glass window. That's hilarious. We're definitely getting the Starship rave full on with that shot. Okay, here we go. A little bit of a different shot. Scott is asking, besides engines, did Booster 7 get any updates, or additions while in the Mega Bay? Do we know of anything specific?
Not that I really know of. We do know that they took out the Center 13 engines, like we talked about. But we don't really know what else they have done. Also, right now, something to note, it is passing right in front of the Starlink building, I believe, which is a brand new building SpaceX just built in the past few weeks, which we think is going to be used to process Starlink satellites and then load them into the Starlink loader, which is that big mystery box we were talking about for a few months. So yeah, brand new building there for Starlink processing. Yay.
Neat. Joe is asking if there's a launch date for the next Falcon Heavy yet. It is an Alex.
I said on the
definitely an Alex question.
Yeah, on the McGregor stream we got a similar question, and I think I said October. So yeah, October Q4 in general. It's like no earlier than October Q4, and we see there Raptor engines without the shields. This is amazing.
A rare sight.
Now this is when we all drool.
Now that's interesting. They probably took the engine shields off to do some engine inspections. And I mean, since they're not needed for a static fire test, it makes sense that they didn't put them back on.
Is it just me, or does that look kind of rough there on the leftmost engine that we can see? Sort of like maybe it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, it's tough in the low lighting.
Yeah, and actually I think that's just a wire or something. I was like, is the metal kind of torn right there? Because we also saw damage to those heat shields and shrouds and whatnot, so it could also just be that they don't have the replacement parts in yet and installed yet.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the heat shield could be very damaged, but they probably don't need it for a static fire, honestly.
Yeah, there was.
I think I remember seeing
in a daily. There's a whole pile of what looked like those
go.
shrouds at the launch site, and they're like all twisted up and busted up. It seems like the explosion damaged quite a bit on Booster 7, and the GSE as well.
You can clearly see there's no center engines. I was thinking before the stream even started, it's going to be very fun to watch the chopstick lift of this, because we're going to get a shot of the center being empty of a booster. Ooh.
It's going to be unique. It's going to be unique for sure.
Infrared night mode.
Oh, I think Michael has some tricks up his sleeve.
That's new. Oh, that's nice.
Super cool. That's super cool.
That's real nice.
Hold on. Focus. There you go.
Wow. Okay.
Holy guacamole. Cool. I'm just kind of awestruck for a moment. Yeah, right. Enhance. Don't ask it to enhance anymore. We'll start seeing into like the subatomic level of each individual Raptor.
We'll see the injector plate of the engine. Then we'll get ITAR shutting down the stream.
Something we've already seen.
But I'm wondering if this is Das thing.
I could totally see DOS just fiddling with a camera and magically putting an IR sensor on it.
Yeah.
Darren Vance says, I have somehow not kept up on this. Does Ship 24 have 6 or 9 engines? It has 6.
Mm-hmm.
And booster that we're currently looking at right now has 20. 20 out of 33 possible.
Yep.
God is asking, when did the methane transfer tube fail last time? Was it during transit? Maybe the cart is to help keep things pressurized at a more confident level. They definitely do have like pressurization carts, and they do want to keep the vehicles at some level of pressurization while they transport. But the methane transfer tube last time failed during, I think it was a cryo or ambient proof.
Yeah, a Raptor. Oh, a Raptor. Cryo. Oh, jeez, it's too late here. Yeah, a cryo test actually on the Can Crusher. They call it the Can Crusher sort of jokingly. And I said on an NSF live a few weeks before, I said, no, it's called the Can Crusher, but they're not gonna crush Booster 7, and then they crushed it. So yeah, it's like, oh man.
There's Raptor 85. What a cool shot. I like how there's orange shirt guy and blue shirt guy.
So you could tell them apart easily.
We need a pole. Well, it's like port and starboard lights. It's almost like a port and starboard guy.
Oh, but you'd have to have, what is it? Green on the right, red on the left. I don't know. I'm not a boater. Hang on.
Port. Wait. I had a mnemonic for this, but then I forgot the mnemonic, rendering it useless.
I know port is.
There's
left,
no port
starboard
wine left
right.
in the bottle, so port is on the left. So starboard's
Okay,
on the
yeah.
right.
Green is starboard, so right, and then port is left, which is red. In case anyone's building a boat out there.
Crispy, if you're able, can you do a poll and see which one people like more, port guy or starboard guy? We need a poll for science.
For science, that's how we do science here.
Yes, it's democratic science.
As a wannabe scientist, I'm offended.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I regret my decisions. Not the first time.
Giant Dad in chat is saying, I do not understand this at all. I don't blame you. I don't either. None of us do.
Red shirt guy for sure. Look at that walk. Look at that swagger. Red shirt guy for sure.
Blue is my favorite color, so please vote blue.
I like blue.
We're very objective here. No, what were you teaming up on me now? Come on.
Yep, blue shirt.
I'm not taking favorites. I just like blue.
All right, that's fair.
Someone's saying, not fair. Blue guys hidden by the light track. They're right.
Yeah.
Spacetime 23 is asking, do Starlink V2 satellites not fit inside of the Falcon fairing? That is correct. They do not. Thank you for the support, Drew. They say, I think they're definitely saving the Inner 13 engines installed just to test the new orbital launch mount service platform. Perhaps.
Oh, that seems like another kind of poll. More polls.
You're just mad because Red Shirt is winning because it's obviously superior.
No, I'm not. I'm totally not. I also did another poll myself on Twitter earlier.
Oh God.
About what's the past form of yeet? So I had yeeted, yote, and yacht. So
it's yoted. It should be yoted.
Yeah, since I don't know English, because I'm a Spaniard, so I have to learn English, right? So I had to do a poll.
Team Yote, if I might add.
I'm pretty amused by this. Blue shirt and red shirt are almost dead 50-50. It's 49-51 red shirt to blue, but I would say that's within the margin of error, which is kind of amusing.
Holy stone, but I'm gonna link it on chat. Just so people see it.
Alpine listener, thanks for becoming a Capcom member. Once again, at Capcom and above, you get Discord access. So pop into Discord and say, hey, we've got a whole bunch of different channels in there. We've got a tech channel, a gaming channel. We've got channels for major launch providers, all kinds of fun stuff. We've got a party chat where things get insane. And we yell at each other about whether Shuttle or Buran is better. Shuttle is obviously better. That's like, why does it even happen? It's an
We also
established
have
fact.
voice chats where I go like 20 minutes explaining my own schedule for Falcon 9 launches.
Yeah, I can confirm. I was in that earlier today, and I completely zoned out.
That's nice.
I was like, this is really technically complex, very interesting, but I'm doing two things at once, and it's complicated enough that I can't split my attention. Booster 7 getting close to the launch site now, just heading down Highway 4. I think it's somewhere around halfway. Would you guys agree with that? Is that fairly accurate?
Yeah, probably around halfway. Making
Yeah,
its way
we're
downtown.
halfway there. Like Bon Jovi. Yes.
I was saying earlier, but I'm still so excited to see what it's gonna look like when it's lifted into the air with those Center 13 engines absent. It's gonna be so weird.
All right, I just posted the result of my Starship crossed with a killer whale AI search in party chat, and I remember just Discord.
Uh-oh.
It's pretty good, but I feel like we can do better. So I'll keep trying at that in the background here. I know everyone cares a lot.
I'll toss some of my creations into there.
Oh yeah, please do. For a while we were doing like the cursed rockets emoji. Oh my god, that is amazing!
I want that in my house. It's a stained glass window of a Saturn V rocket.
Yeah, because for people who aren't in the member Discord, it's a stained glass Saturn V window. It's amazing. I want one of those. Holy cow! That's great. Of course, Brennan Griggs in chat is immediately like, "Show us Obama." Pretty smooth rollout so far with Booster 7. I mean, it's hauling in the mail. It hasn't seemed like it's really slowed down too much the entire time.
The poll ended, and it's a very close match.
Oh, how does Red Shirt lose the last second?
Yes, blue team.
Blue won. Haha.
CJ Howell, thanks for the support. They say it's yeeted. It's yeeted yote. That is how you conjugate it. I feel like yoted should be in there too. Like it's like plural. Like the group yoted the unruly passenger out of the ship.
Yoted. That's like saying ranted. I ran it away.
I'm just gonna say it's yeet, yacht, yachten. There you go.
Yachten? Oh my god.
Yachten.
I think I just threw up in my mouth a little.
Or was it smitten?
Smitten?
I don't know.
Smited?
I love how my job is literally a writer, yet I don't know English.
Me know English? Me fail English? That's impossible.
That's impossible.
That's impossible.
Aditya, thank you for the support there. We appreciate it.
Oops. I'm breaking things on my own room. Sorry.
Don't break things. Why would you break things?
Alex is actively destroying his room on stream.
Yeah, I have one of those chairs with wheels and everything, and I just roll the chair over things, and now things are breaking.
I just imagine you rolling over your phone, rolling over your expensive headphones, rolling over like I don't know, like a hot dog.
Yeah, I'm rolling because I'm going to the window just to lift the blinds. It's almost sunrise here, so I gotta take care of that.
Oh, fun. That sounds fun. Sunrise?
Yeesh. Yeah, boosters. Anyway, in other topics, Booster 7 is continuing to the pad.
Somehow the AI generated a wide starship, which is amazing.
Oh, someone made Joe Biden stained glass window.
Shuttle stained glass window? Oh, that's good. All right. That's enough. That's enough. Member Discord fun. Let's get back to the stream.
Yeah, we're gonna yell that.
I mean, we will be talking about bacon, just as you did the other day.
I may or may not have eaten 1 1/4 pound of bacon yesterday for dinner.
What?
Oh god.
Did I just say that out loud?
I don't know how much that is in kilograms, but I'm sure it's a lot.
All right. Well, we need some people here to help for the Jack's stomach pump fund.
Well, I was gonna make a burger or something, and then I was just like, well, the bacon's done. I'm just gonna eat that. You know, you have like one
a whole
piece when
pack of
you
bacon.
have one piece when it's done. You're like, ooh, that was delicious. I'll have another one. Ooh, that was
Jack's
delicious.
ER
I'll have another
visit
one.
fun.
Vendis in chat says the sodium.
Jack's kidneys are fighting on the front lines right now.
Yeah, I'm not saying it was good that I did it. I'm just it was a confession. Okay.
Someone say Jack's cardiologist is fun.
Jack, what?
It's funny because it's true.
Cardiologist. Oh.
Anyway, Brandon Kitson, thank you for becoming a Capcom member, upgrading your membership there. Enjoy the Discord access. Not gonna think about how much bacon I ate. We're moving on back to relevant topics.
Oh boy, I had to mute myself out there because oh jeez, that was good.
All right, everyone in chat, let's get some discussions. What's your favorite way of cooking bacon?
Oven bacon, duh.
Okay, next question. Morgan asks, how much does the booster weigh? I think Elon said 250 tons on Tim's interview. So yeah,
It's a lot of tons.
yeah, right. It's a ton.
I mean,
Actually, 250 tons.
They are heavy.
Super heavy.
Oh my god.
We're doing this to ourselves at this point.
These streams are never just like.
Again, if anyone has any questions at NASASpaceflight, we'll see your questions pop up in our software and be able to answer it. Do either of you have questions you want to jump onto?
I'm looking through chat right now, actually.
I was trying to go, but you know, after that laugh, it was a little bit hard.
David Powell
Let's see.
says, or Davey Powell says, I yoked the box across the room. The box was yeeted across the room. They're doing more conjugation here.
Oh, jeez.
Dean Harbold, thanks for the support, prefers cheese stuffed bacon wrapped jalapenos. Those are indeed delicious.
I think
That's a lot
one
of
those is,
combinations.
like, that's a last meal.
They're delicious and dangerous.
Oh, looks like. Oh, I thought we were getting a new camera view, but nope, still continuing towards the launch site. But it's past ship 24 now. Saying hello to its old friend and future flight companion, if everything goes well.
Don't mind me, just making space whales with an AI on the internet. Jatin is asking, what kind of testing does SpaceX or will SpaceX perform on the Booster 7 once it's on the pad? Will they move directly to outer engine testing or first try a cryogenic proof? What do we think they're going to do there? I mean, to me, they're going to move right into engine testing, but I could be swayed either way. What do you think? Alex, go first.
Oh boy. Me first is always bad, but I don't know. Spin Prime and Preburner and then Static Fire. I don't know. Like I think I picked this one in particular just to have a debate of what's happening instead of bacon. But yeah, I'm actually unsure of what they're gonna do. What do you guys think? Like, are they gonna start with a spin prime test, for example? I know Elon was like, oh well, maybe we don't do 33, but maybe 20 is okay, or like maybe they go straight into pre-burner test. So I don't know. What do you guys think?
Hopefully preburner and static. What do you think, Ian?
I mean, honestly, given everything that happened, it wouldn't shock me if they did a cryo first, just to like be sure everything's okay. Because There was a kind of significant event that happened underneath this booster last
Well,
time it was
there-
let us stand.
We had an observation.
Yeah, there was an observation that resulted in an explosion. But that's irrelevant now.
Wait, the observation resulted in the explosion? Or we observed the explosion?
Huh. It reminds me of that Delta 2 explosion video where they're like, we have had an anomaly. We need to clear the area. It almost as if it's a question. But anyway, I think they're going to start with cryo just to be safe, and make sure there's no leaks like in the Raptor plumbing and the tanks. And because, there's a lot of connections. There's a lot of piping here that could be damaged that they couldn't see. It would make sense to me at least, to start off with cryo testing, or maybe they'll go straight to pre-burner testing. I really don't know.
Stained glass window of SpaceX Dragon is amazing. Good job, Dr. Corvette. I've got the member Discord open on one screen. I've got YouTube chat open on the other screen. I've got an AI making horrible things on another screen. I've got Booster 7 rolling down Highway 4 on another. We got all the things that we need going on tonight. We're having a
You
good
probably
night
need less screens just
of
to not
tank
get
watching.
distracted.
I'm not distracted. We're fully in control here. This is peak performance.
I say that, but then I'm the guy with the puns always, so I should follow my own advice, I guess.
Davey Powell is asking, do we expect a lift tonight as well? I think we all sort of expect a lift, right?
Yeah, the chopsticks seem to be in position.
Yeah, I'm up for a lift.
Also, if anyone's in the members Discord, I just posted a picture, stained glass window of a stained glass window.
Oh, you're a genius, you idiot!
Half of this live stream is talking about bacon or stained glass windows, but...
Ooh, stained glass bacon window. How have we not done that yet?
Going right now.
Excellent. Looking for some more questions. Booster 7 getting awfully close to the launch site now. Winston Griffin asking, what do we think the odds are of a static fire in August? I would say 100%. What are y'all's thoughts?
I'd say 90%. 90%. That 10% just in case something weird happens. Yeah, I'll just say that.
I'm not sure what kind of guess or bet I'm gonna do, because last time I said that we're gonna do a static fire at least by July 11th. So like the week of July 11th. You know what happened on July 11th? Yeah, Booster 7, the explosion thing. So I'm kind of afraid of doing any predictions now with Booster 7. I can do probably Ship 24. I'm not afraid of that. But Booster 7, oof, I'm still a little bit. I don't want to gain enemies out of SpaceX and say more bad things. But I'm gonna say maybe 50% chance that they're gonna static fire before the end of the month. Let's put it that way.
50? 50 seems pessimistic.
Wow, yeah.
Why so pessimistic?
50 feels pessimistic only for you. It's like, either it does or it doesn't. It's 50-50, right?
Oh my gosh. I should expect this from you by now. Also, by the way, these bacon stained glass windows are amazing.
I don't think that sentence has ever been uttered in the history of humanity.
So, somebody post that on brand new sentence on Reddit.
We did it, everyone. But anyway, in other news...
People groaning on the chat.
Yeah, poor chat. I'm sorry, chat. But
I did
it's
sort of want to follow up on what Alex was saying, and like, if it's 50-50, it could or it could not. What are some things you think might happen that would lead it to be could not?
Oh, jeez. Do you want me to go into this?
Yeah, I asked you, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. In fact. Oh boy. things that could delay this. Let's say they start with a spin prime and now they're like again, it happens. You know, the explosion happens or whatever for whatever reason. I don't know. Like anything could happen on the lead up to a static fire test. And also, how many engines on that static fire test? Are we thinking maybe some kind of subset of all 20? Maybe it is 5 of them, for example, or maybe it is 10, maybe all 20. So it's like if it's 20 that we're thinking for that static fire test, on the lead up to that, I can possibly see something breaking. Who knows? They haven't done any static fire like that at all. Like the most engines that they have fired in a vehicle was 6 on ship 20, and that was it. So I don't know. There's many things that could happen, and we have learned the hard lessons here with ship 24 and booster 7. That even when things are more or less proven, that they are more or less done before, even maybe at different scales, they were going okay. But now they go here to the booster to a new launch pad because I'm gonna remind you all, this is a new launch pad. We have seen all the previous tests with the ships and everything. Those were on the suborbital pads. This is the orbital launch mount. This is a whole new thing, and you know, there's a lot of new things that could break, that could fail, and you know, there's that possibility. But this is the whole thing at SpaceX, right? Where they risk, they accept the risk, and they go and fix things if they can be fixed, and if not, they just move on. They just move to the next thing. So if Booster 7 were to, you know, explode and, you know, become bits of metal or whatever, they still have Booster 8 right down the corner. Like it's right down there at the Mega Bay. And they're even stacking now Booster 9. So yeah, it's like that's the whole philosophy at a SpaceX. They take risks and they move on when things do not go to plan.
Dave Jeb's stained glass window of a BLT is like the greatest thing I've ever seen.
And we moved from Booster 7 exploding to more stained glass bacon.
I need stained glass windows in my house.
Let's see. Timmy is asking, what booster do we think will have the first Raptors with electric thrust vector control? Ian, go
Well, you
first.
know,
Ooh.
I thought about that as electric LD LEDs. It
Oh.
was okay. Ian, say it.
I mean, Elon never really gave a timeline on when they're doing that, right? Just that it's coming up soon. Like for Raptors having electric TVC.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the
maybe
closest.
boost. Go ahead.
Yeah, say like the earliest might be like, I don't know, booster. I mean, maybe they could do it in time for booster 10. I don't know. That's just my guess.
I could see
Maybe
that.
like booster 12. Again, we don't know like the priority of this. If this is very high priority, as in all the Raptors rolling off the production line right now have electric TVC, then maybe like booster 9. But like if Elon said it and it's more like a far off goal, like okay, maybe once we have an orbital flight, then we'll do it. Then maybe like booster 12, booster 14 or something. But I'd say maybe sometime soon because it seems like a pretty good idea, you know, because you eliminate the hydraulic, all the mass, all the pumps, everything like that. So it seems like a pretty good, relatively straightforward design from the design perspective. So yeah, relatively soon, I'd hope.
Alex, what do you think?
I'm gonna cheat a little bit and say that I have heard it is Booster 9. So I'm gonna bet on Booster 9.
Oh.
And also it kind of lines up with Elon saying that they are already producing these engines with electric TVC. So if they're already producing them, they probably already have all the engines for Booster 8, and these engines are for Booster 9. So that kind of lines up to me.
I need to get out of this Discord. I just laughed for like 10 seconds because Sam just straight up did stained glass window of a cheeseburger, and it killed
It's
me.
amazing. It's amazing. It's really distracting and really amazing.
All right, I'm
don't
done.
mind
I'm
me.
done.
I just searched crayon for James Webb Space Telescope as a cookie.
I'd eat that cookie. That'd be a good cookie cutter.
It would take way too long to make, and it would be so delicious, and it would cost like $13 billion.
This is crazy, guys. Like, I'm just rolling through the chat here on the Discord, and it's just crazy, man.
Brady's asking, how much harder do you think it will be to catch the Super Heavy booster versus the Falcon 9 booster? I think it'll be easier eventually.
Well, Falcon 9 boosters are not
okay.
caught.
Well, okay, thank you. Thanks, Dad.
Art
No, you're
Dad.
right.
I'm the Falcon guy. Come on.
I think because catching of the booster is new to us, we think of it as some kind of crazy, immensely complex thing, and it is crazy. It does seem crazy, and it does seem like it's very complex. But I don't know. I'm over time. I've thought more and more that it's like maybe it won't be as dramatic and difficult as we might think. Like all of the starships that did their test flights, even Starhopper and the SM-5 and SM-6, had no problem targeting the landing pad at Boca Chica, which wasn't very big. And Falcon 9 famously has very good aim. So it could very well be that they're, just slide a booster next to the tower and the chopsticks kind of raise up and meet it. And it's not even like any really kind of catch thing so much as the formation flight or like a delicate dance between a massive many-ton booster and many 100-ton tower. I don't know. Maybe it won't be so crazy. I don't think it'll be much harder. I think it'll be a different type of challenge. Would you guys have any thoughts on this? Ian, go first.
Yeah, so I think they're going to have a similar learning curve that they did with Falcon 9, where it was a lot of failures, a lot of learning, a lot of ways to perfect it. But I think once they do get it down, they are going to nail it. And I think they're going to get pretty good at it. I don't really know if it's good to compare them, like, as in, will it be as easy? Because, I mean, I think catching something is, like, intrinsically harder than just landing on a platform. But I think it'll eventually get to a point where it's like as reliable, as straightforward, I guess, to SpaceX to catch it as it is to land it, and it'll just be routine, I guess you could say.
Alex, what do you think?
Oh boy. My thinking is that they have the hardware to be able to land as precise as Falcon 9. The only problem will probably be in terms of the reliability of that hardware. Like, you have on the booster, obviously, you have grid fins and like engines. So in that sense, both are very similar, right? The problem I think here is the reliability. We have Merlin on Falcon 9, which is super reliable, and they have so much data on how it burns. Like, I sometimes mention that the MVAC engine on the upper stage performs like these super short 1 second burns for some of these Starlink missions. That is super hard because you gotta know exactly how your transient as you ramp up the engine works, and then as soon as you shut down the engine, like it's very super short of a burn. It's like blink and you miss it, and so they have so much data on how Merlin works that obviously if you have the right software to be able to land with accuracy, what you need is a good hardware. And the problem right now is that Raptor is very green right now, literally too. So yeah, I'm wondering if that's probably gonna be the hardest part of landing the boosters, where maybe not having a lot of data on how Raptors behave in flight and things like that might be some of the problems at first, rather than the software. Because at the end of the day, you're telling the booster to come to a point at 0 speed, and that's sort of the whole thing, right? And yeah, it uses grid fins, it uses engines. So at the end of the day, it's sort of similar in that sense. It also has thrusters in Super Heavy. They are tank vents, and in Falcon 9 they are coal gas thrusters. So there are obviously a lot of similarities here of how to control the booster. and how to tell the software, hey, you gotta go here. And yeah, that's what I think. It's just gonna be probably the hardware where it's gonna be a little bit the Raptors in this case, where it's probably gonna be a little bit harder to get to.
Yeah, and as you say that, actually, we're switching to a new camera view from the launch site, where we're going to see Booster 7 arriving. It's just coming over Starhopper right now. And there goes the drone, too. Now we're coming up on the tail end here of the rollout, which is nice. Booster 7 is about to enter the launch site, but if things are working out the way we think they are, this is not going to be the end, because they might be going for a lift with the Chopsticks tonight, so yeah, it's going to be a fun
Just realized
night.
I was talking while muted because I had to mute myself because you posted. I can't even. Yeah, I had to mute myself, and therefore I've been talking while muted. But yeah, it's arriving at the launch site. Starhopper is greeting it, asking it kindly not to explode again.
And Starhopper has Falcon 9 hardware. There you go. I made my plug again with Falcon 9.
Alex, what hardware does it have?
Oh, great that you ask. It has RCS thrusters from, well, actually, I think they were removed, so Starhopper does not have them right now, I think. Or, well, it's actually been a long time since I last saw actual pictures of all angles of Starhopper. But its flight, its 150-meter hop, was with RCS thrusters from booster B1050, I think it was, from CRS-16.
Oh yeah, I remember that. And yet it had 2 Block 5 thrusters and 2 pre-Block 5 thrusters, which was an interesting combo. But I guess they really needed all that roll control.
You can see, if you go back and watch the Starhopper flights, you can see the thrusters sort of doing their actuation and the plumes coming from them. It's a super cool thing to see. Starhopper was such a crazy thing. What an amazing test program so far.
I think I remember because I remember you from being on Tim's live streams back then, and I think you pointed out they were rolling the Starhopper as it was flying, so it did a roll as it was flying. That was for the swag, like, hey, I'm rolling.
Nice close.
All right. I officially have to close. I have to close the members Discord. I can't right now with Ian. What are you doing, you mad lad?
Nothing. I'm on the live stream right now. I'm saying we need to look here at the Raptor engines because Booster 7 is rolling around the bend now, and we're going to get some good last shots of the Raptor engines before it enters the launch site. So.
What did it just say? Something occurring in 1 hour? Did you guys hear that?
I at first I thought someone's phone was ringing, but I guess that's like the PA announcement
sound. That's the PA. I hate that I didn't listen properly to that.
Chat, if you caught what they were saying, let us know. It was I assume it was the lift, but I didn't. Oh, overhead drone operation, says Spacefarer. Probably overhead drone operation for the next hour. That could have been. It's like when you're in a stadium and the PA is like echoing and bouncing around. It can be hard to tell what the PA is saying if you're not right in the. Look at this shot. I'm just going to interrupt myself. Look at that. That's beautiful. And again, you can see no center engines installed.
It feels like some kind of encounters on the third phase shot.
Close encounters of the third kind?
Oh, whatever it is. I don't know the thing, okay?
Adrian hasn't seen it, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Sorry, Adrian.
Throw him under the bus.
It does. It looks very cinematic, though. It's a really cool shot. VFM 232 is asking, how would a ship or booster land or be recovered if the Chopsticks arms are damaged? I think until they put legs back on a ship, if ever, they just won't. You do not want the Chopsticks to be damaged, which seems like maybe not a great single point of failure, but perhaps that's why they wanted 2 towers at one point.
Well, I guess they will just not land on the Chopsticks if they are damaged.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they would be damaged in flight. I'm not really sure how exactly, because the Chopsticks are going to kind of like split apart during launch, kind of like be wide open. So I don't really see how they could be damaged in flight, but I don't know. I don't know if they could send like a software command to Starship mid-flight to say, "Hey, do not land."
Oh, I feel like they could do that.
Yeah, they probably could.
They sent SN8 commands in flight.
Oh yeah,
That was
did.
like one of the whole things with the FAA was like, "Yo, what the heck?" Do I sound? Hopefully, I sound better. I think I put different headphones on, and I momentarily accidentally switched to the headphone mic. So hopefully,
I just seen the stained glass window of BLT.
Oh, I closed it. I closed it. I can't. Oh my god, they keep getting better. So now that Booster 7 is at the launch site gate, I suppose you could call it, it's going to now turn ever so slowly and move on into the launch site. On over to the orbital launch mount and probably get lifted onto the pad tonight. Shout out to the Starlink dish in the foreground. Cool shot.
Honestly, that dish is being passed by an object that will be launching some satellites that it may be communicating with in the future. That's weird to think about.
Or not, maybe it's scrapped. See, I'm a party pooper here.
Or maybe it doesn't even succeed in flight.
That's true. Okay, I just saw Elon Musk made out of bacon.
Yeah, I officially have stopped. I can't pay attention to the member Discord right now. It's too much. It's too. Is that? No, focus. We got Raptor 28 visible. I wish I had a list in front of me of the Raptor engines we knew were installed on Booster 7 previously, so that we could like cross-reference.
Yeah, I believe Raphael had that one. Shout out to him if he's watching you, and if not,
Drink some water, buddy.
Talk with him. Yeah, but I cannot find it. I actually tried to find it before, but you know we were kind of in the stream and everything, so yeah. Unlike some, I'm gonna need to focus.
There it goes, turning into the launch site.
Woohoo! I guess Starhopper has granted it return to the launch. What is this? The first, second, third, fourth time it's back at the launch site?
I think so.
Because the first time was to crush, then the second time was to fix after the crush, the third time was back with engines when they'd exploded, and this is the fourth.
That's a lot of times. Is that the most of any vehicle or test article?
In fact, you can see on the title of the live stream, there's like rolls out repaired Super Heavy Booster 7 again because it was repaired and then roll out, and now it's again repaired and roll out, so it fits perfectly.
So what you're saying is we need another piece of merch.
It's true. Don't groan at me. Come on.
No, I'm saying
we need another piece of merch instead of launch, land, sleep, repeat. We need like roll out, explode, roll back, repeat.
Test, break, roll back, repeat.
Yeah, something like that. That would be the Starbase version. Red X, thank you for becoming a Capcom member. We hope you enjoy the Discord access. I promise the Discord isn't always this insane, but party chat is currently way off the rails. David Dean, thank you for the support. They say, aside from oven bacon, I can suggest that oven corn is the best way to cook corn on the cob. Any ideas about the best way to prepare corn on the cob? I like grilling it, personally, but I don't have any strong opinions one way or the other. Smooth Juice, thanks for the support. They say, good morning, guys and girls. How come they don't do testing at weekend or at night? That's an agreement with Cameron County, I think, right? With regards to beach closures?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how it is for these rolling closures, to be honest. Because the beach is technically not closed, right, Ian?
Yeah, in the summer they can't do they can only do a very limited number of weekend closures, and they cannot do closures on holidays, so like 4th of July. But for the rolling closures, I don't think the beach is closed because they just temporarily closed the road for what's been now like an hour and then just open it back up.
Let's see. Musical Wolves, thank you for the support. They say, how many stained glass Raptors can fit in a Starship? 6 right now, maybe 9 in the future. Brian Owen, thank you for the support. They say, any chance the Raptor maintenance platform doubles as a flame diverter on the ground? Thanks, awesome coverage. I doubt it, but
Nah.
I was kind of thinking about that earlier. Like, they just leave it on the ground to take the heat rather than the concrete, but nah,
That'd be a
probably
very
not.
single-use solution. You cannot
Yeah,
use that as
right.
a platform again.
It would just get vaporized.
Reusable
Super cool
rocket
shot.
expendable GSE.
It's GSE rich combustion. This is a really cool shot of Booster 7 arriving at the launch site here.
Nice
Super
shot of
duper
the
neat.
yeah, nice shot of the QD umbilical right there.
It's a cutie.
It is. Couldn't see it, but I was like scratching the screen, you know.
Hold up. Is Booster 7 attached to any sort of plumbing?
No,
Because I don't see
Doesn't
anything.
look like it.
Huh, probably because they're gonna be doing a lift straight away? So it's already prepared for that?
Yeah, and there was what looked like that pressurization cart right behind it on the road. So I imagine if they need to, they'll pull up right next to it as it parks next to the orbital launch mount and do any kind of, you know, pressurization if they need to.
And it's almost inside the launch site. And I'm noticing on the covers there, the COPV covers, there's that circle thing. I've seen that before. I feel like I've heard what that was. Do we know what that is? It's like the black circular cover. It looks like a heat shield tile, kinda. Do we know what that is?
That was like a
Starlinks,
test
right, or
patch
something?
of heat shield tiles. I never actually know what that is. Alex, what were you saying?
I think some of the rumors or like speculation about this is that they are Starlink dishes, like covered with TPS or something. It's very weird. I'm not sure. Yeah, like that's a speculation, by the way. It's not really. I think that it's Starlink, but I think it's probably a fair assessment, I guess, because it's also pointing up, so that's better for Starlink reception if they were to be Starlink antennas. Maybe.
Oh.
Wild guess here. We do know that they are gonna have Starlink antennas, by the way. So because they have an
FCC filing,
permit,
right?
Yep. To be able to fly with the Starlink antennas, but we haven't really seen Starlink antennas, or what would appear to be Starlink antennas. So obviously they must be in some kind of shape or form that we haven't seen before, and you know that circular patch thing, I could bet maybe on that.
Yeah, it could be.
What are we
a
looking
nice
at?
grid fin shot here.
Oh. Oh, hey, the
Neat.
camera mount.
Oh. That's been there before, right?
Yeah, that was there before, and actually, I think it is also booster 8.
Gotcha. That's what that 3-dot thing is?
No,
The
it's the other
booster.
block, the white block. I think those are more antennas, but I'm not sure if they are Starlink antennas. They're circular and wide, so it's a little bit on the nose, but they are small. I don't think they are, because a whole hold up. So a whole ring is 6 feet, so it's about the size of a person. So you can more or less guess how big each circle there it is. So I think it's probably too small to be Starlink dish, but I don't know.
So with the crane over on this side of the launch site, the suborbital side, and the chopsticks kind of doing their wiggle earlier, we're basically expecting this to be a chopsticks lift, or could the crane still come back over to the launch site and lift it, or could it sort of go either way, or what do you guys think we're going to do here?
I mean, I think probably a chopsticks lift, because the chopsticks are moved into place. The crane does not have the load spreader on there, and I mean, I don't see any indication why they wouldn't use the chopsticks.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Actually, we have here a good question from Parker Imre. No, not that one. Hold up. I lost it. There you go. Here, from Scott Butler, I think is the name. Do SpaceX vehicles, Dragon, cargo ship, whatever, connect only to Starlink network, or do they connect to the DSN, Deep Space Network, and other NASA frequencies?
The point of Starlink on these vehicles, right, is to not have to use those assets.
Yeah, but they also use ground stations. Actually, the FCC permit for Starship communications was actually saying they're going to use Starlink, but also ground stations. So, say for example, they don't have a connection with the Starlink satellites, or they lose it for whatever reason or something, they still have a backup with it, which is ground stations. Now, on Falcon, they use ground stations, and on Dragon, they use both ground stations and TDRS, which is the NASA constellation for tracking data and relay satellite system. That's the whole thing, TDRS.
Got it. Well, it's not TDRS, but if you want to get a T-shirt, hey, I'm so good at segues. Oh, I hate myself. We have some new shirts and other things in the store as well. It's a whole new design, Starbase, Texas. Cool summery type design. We've got towels, we've got T-shirts, we've got mugs. Let's check out those shirts. Or shorts.
The shorts are really cool, by the way.
I just like this design a lot. It's got the rocket garden in its current state. It's got the build site in its current state. It's got a ship getting lifted on top of a booster. A cool like reflection design. So we super appreciate everybody that supports us, however you can support us. And if you want to choose to support us in a way that you get a physical item, check out the merch store. We're constantly trying to put in new designs and come up with new stuff. So yeah, we've got these the new design Starbase Texas merch. Please grab something if you feel like it. We really appreciate it.
Blue, I love blue.
Should have made it red. Should have made it red.
Shush, no red. Blue. We like blue.
International orange. It's objectively the best color.
You already have a jacket, or it's like a sweatshirt or something. I don't know.
I do. I have many orange articles of clothing.
I think I saw on chat a little bit before the merch blog, someone saying, has anyone launched a rocket with this many engines? Well, you know, SpaceX, Falcon Heavy, with 27 engines. So, because they were asking, flying with this many engines and be successful, because, you know, N1 had 30 engines. Falcon Heavy has 27 and has done 3 perfect flights so far, so there you go.
I was also told by someone in the someone DM'd me, one of our regular viewers, that today, or I guess not today, Boca Chica, or no, yeah, today Boca Chica time.
Is that the moon?
Yeah, but today, August 6th, is the first anniversary of the first ever Starship stacking. August 6th of last year, right, was the first ever stacking of a full Starship stack at Boca Chica.
Sounds right.
With a crane.
Wow, that was one heck of a day. I think to this day, one of my favorite photos I've taken is not like a fancy one with my DSLR, but it's a shot of myself and Tim out there during the lift, and Starship is like halfway up the booster, and Tim and I both just have an insane look on our faces. I think I tweeted that at some point. But yeah, that was a fun day. What a nice reminder. It's also August 5th was Neil Armstrong's birthday. We were told.
Yeah.
Or, wait, it still is August 5th.
Oh.
Yay.
Speaking of the moon,
Let's see. Felix, thank you for the support. They say, do you guys think they will perform a full static fire with a full stack? Would not surprise me. I think it's pretty likely, but hard to say. I mean, Falcon 9 does do a static fire with the full stack.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't shock me because you want to get like the vibrational data, you know? Because
Right.
the vibrational data, the load data, having propellant in all the tanks is going to give you a bit of extra data. Also, you can get some vibration data on the ship itself. So you can see like what the payloads would be undergoing, right? Engine ignition, things like that. And that could really help to reference future designs or maybe change some things around before launch, you know?
Romo 20 or 20 or sorry, Romo 2001. Thank you for the support. They say Alex made a good point. Is it possible that the center engines are being fitted with the electronic operated TVCs, hence the delay of installation? I don't think booster 7 or 8 will get the electronic TVCs because it looks like the design has the hydraulic pressure unit (HPU). Was that what that stands for?
hydraulic power units. Yes.
Ah,
Yes,
okay.
you're right.
Power unit, thank you. So yeah, they have HPUs on them, so it appears that they have hydraulics. But I mean, things could change, or I could be wrong. But I think at least for now, Booster 7 is hydraulic actuated TVC. Would you agree with that, Alex?
Yeah. I'm actually expecting probably the HPUs to either be removed or smaller for Booster 9. That's sort of my thinking here, because they're probably not going to need as much power in terms of hydraulics now that they're switching to electric TVC. That's sort of how I'm thinking about it. So yeah, we're probably going to see some simplification there. It all helps. It all helps.
Drew, thank you for the additional support. You're coming through a lot tonight, Drew. They say B7 is a test vehicle for what a chaotic crap booster can survive. What chaotic crap a booster can survive? I mean, that's the point of testing, right? Musical Wolves, thank you for the support. They say, how many stained glass Raptors can fit in a super heavy? Did we do that one already?
did,
Either
yeah.
way, thank you, Musical Wolves. Kyle Trick, thanks for the support. They say, sounded like they said lift in 1 hour. Check Starship Discord. I will check that shortly after I'm done posting. I can't even.
Jack.
Definitely not more AI stuff. And Blackhawk New Zealand, thank you for the support. There, we're caught up on super chats. Let's see. Looking for some more questions. If you guys have questions at NASASpaceflight, popping them in chat.
Close up of the moon. Oh.
Solar eclipse of the moon.
Oh.
Oh,
And the
hey!
booster-
Look at that.
The booster's about
More
to eclipse
tricks.
the moon. There we go.
Boom.
Nice. No one
That
told me
was a
there'd be an
total
eclipse
lunar
tonight.
eclipse.
Eventually, that's going to be the destination of a Starship in the very near future.
We hope.
And
long
then
as it stops
up to Mars.
exploding.
See, this will have been a very good plug for the merge, because we have Moon to Mars merge. So
Yep.
there you go.
God is asking about the anomaly. Do we have any more insight into what happened with it? Has the issue been fixed? What's the current thinking there?
Again, we really don't. The thing that sucks is we really don't know specifics on what really happened. We don't know what happened. We don't know what's been fixed, what's been changed. We don't really know what's even been changed on Booster 7. So we're kind of flying in the dark here. But yeah, it seems whatever happens, it seems that they're confident enough to roll it out to the pad and static fire 20 engines. That's really all we could say right now. Which again, it sucks, but that's all we could say.
Alex?
Well, as for the anomaly, I don't think we have any insight at all. Whatever issue there was, they're probably confident that it was solved. And yeah, like the booster seems to be repaired too, at least to a certain degree, because it doesn't have all the engines, it doesn't have all the shields, so it's still a little bit unfinished in that sense. But yeah, it's good enough for them to try at least some engine testing of those outer engines.
I mean, like I was saying earlier, it seems like quite a bit was damaged, and at the very least, they're rolling it back out without the center engines. That's something that's been changed, and hopefully that is enough to fix whatever issue caused them to accidentally explode part of the thing.
Yeah. Also, Booster 7 is hauling it towards the pad with some nice stars in the background.
Oh, I wish I knew stars. Hold up. I think I actually can recognize some of the constellations here.
I recognize the 3 stars to the right of Booster 7, like a really
Yeah,
bright
me too.
star. I recognize those. Those I could see out my window actually right now, which is fun.
Tyler
Someone's
is
saying-
asking, during
Oh.
full operation, are they planning on catching Starship with the Super Heavy booster already on the orbital launch mount, or will they pull Super Heavy off the orbital launch mount before catching Starship? In my head and in the renders, they catch the booster, set it down off to the side, and then catch the ship, then stack the booster, then stack the ship. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it also comes down. I mean, also at the same time, catching a ship. I don't think catching a ship would happen relatively quickly, compared to catching a booster. They'd probably have time to set the booster down on a stand, move it away, or keep it on the pad and then catch the ship from the side before stacking it on top of the booster. Honestly, I think they will catch it while they'll catch the booster, put the booster on the stand, then catch the ship and put the ship on top of the booster. I think that's in my mind what they would do.
Yeah, because the ship goes to orbit, so you still have to wait at least 90 minutes for the ship to be able to go up above. But then the Earth is moving; it's rotating, guys. It's not flat or anything. So it moves. So the orbit also may not come on top of the landing site. So it could be maybe 90 minutes, depending on the orbit. It might be 3 hours, or it might be a whole 12 hours until it's like on the other side of the Earth or something. Yeah, it's not easy. It's all about orbital mechanics. It's gonna be more like trying to target a Dragon landing. Oh,
What was that?
What was that?
yeah.
Was that that looks like a thing from hydraulics.
Did
Whoa,
something
was that
blow
the-
up in there?
Was that the,
I'm
was
gonna
that the
do some A/B
chopsticks
checks.
breaking?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, that definitely was something falling off the chopsticks. That fell off right in the joint between them. Also, notice how Booster 7 has stopped.
That is interesting.
That thing bounced off the cover for the QD umbilical.
Wow. I mean, it made quite a sound.
Yeah, that was quite a nice thunk.
Are the chopsticks? Is that?
Oh,
Like-
there's something draining out of them right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh
That's
boy.
hydraulic fluid.
So it looks like the chopstick just broke. Darn it.
Chopstick machine broke.
The chopsticks you were trying to use do not work. Please call back and try again. Oh, that's unfortunate. But hopefully it won't take them too long to fix one way or the other.
This is
They
because
also
we were
still have the
talking about
crane
them.
too.
They got excited. We're like, oh, they're talking about us catching booster, catching a ship.
Chopsticks go clank.
Well, that was interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, never a dull moment.
Yeah,
Let's
did
see if I
not
can get-
that to happen.
Had
There we
to
go.
see.
Yeah, you
that-
can
that-
see the fluid draining. For a second there, I thought it was like the cryogenic condensation, like we see when a booster gets frosty. Well, let's listen.
Oh,
I didn't quite catch it. Something about return.
yeah, I'm gonna mute real quick and crank the volume up and see what that was.
Same. Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't really hear much, honestly. It was a little too muffled, sadly, but something
Yeah,
about the
I heard.
launch mount.
Yeah, same. I heard something about the launch mount, and that was about it.
Maybe clear the launch mount. Yeah, liquid is still draining out.
Oh man.
So that's concerning.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's not going to be fun to clean up. You can't
Oh yeah.
you can't just dump a whole bunch of hydraulic fluid into a fragile wetland ecosystem either. So they're going to have to clean that up.
Yeah, that's more or less like oil, like refined petroleum. So
Yeah.
That and yeah, I can't imagine you would want a rocket plume from a static fire getting anywhere near
oh,
a giant puddle of hydraulic fluid. That's really unfortunate, but
even just
I
like a
mean,
spark. Yeah, let's hope there's no sparks nearby.
either way, it shouldn't take them too long to clean it up. And if they need to use the crane to lift the booster, they can use the crane to lift the booster. I would not be I would not want to be an employee that worked on the Chopsticks tonight. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Very nasty. It's also very high up in the tower, so that probably has that has made dirty a lot of things downstream.
They should still be able to lower it though, right? Because that's a whole separate system.
I have no idea. Right now,
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I honestly, right now, I would not raise or lower the chopsticks, just to be safe. But yeah, I would assume they could raise and lower them. Yeah, because that's the up and downs. But then I don't know exactly where the hydraulic fluid came from. Maybe that's like the brakes to stop them and hold them in place. Maybe it's from the pivot system. But I mean, given that it looked like it came from like the center hinge point, I would guess it was probably the pivot. But yeesh.
Yikes.
Yeah,
You
better it
bet.
happening now than with Booster 7 on.
Ian, you broke the chain.
What do you mean?
I said yikes. Alex said you bet.
Oh. You people are like 3 IQ higher than me. I don't get this.
Yikes, you bet concur. We don't need any more of these. That's the thing. That's the thing from the intro.
From the meme, yeah. Yeah, the intro.
Colombia launch.
Yeah, what was that? That was STS
Oh god.
93?
Oh god. Saul Cravaris in chat says, an hour and 20 minutes ago you said this might be an explodey stream. Why? Now it happened. I take full responsibility.
I told you to shush, and it happened. There you go.
I'm so sorry. My apologies. Davey in chat saying they're blaming me. Yeah, I said I would take responsibility. I made my bed. I'll lay in it.
I respect it.
Starship 24 is right in chat saying it's better it happened now instead of with the booster on it. That's for darn sure.
Absolutely.
Way to be optimistic.
I would hate for it to drop the booster. Or honestly, I think it would be even worse if... So this looks like it was from the pivot point. If it lost hydraulic pivoting capability with the booster on there, it would just be stuck. That would suck.
Yeah, that would be... Or if it like dropped it over the orbital launch mount and damaged the orbital launch mount. That would be bad.
Oh, no.
I should really stop talking. Why am I...
Please.
I'm not talking.
Jack. Period. Everyone in chat, like, put Jack and a period. There you go.
And there goes... Sorry, mods.
Doing it. And then doing it. It's like a passive aggressive way of telling him no.
You're
I'm sorry, everybody.
Cry on stream.
I blew it. I'm really sorry.
No, don't say you blew it.
I messed up. I'm really sorry.
Soiled it. Soiled it. Soiled it.
Well, I wonder what will happen next.
Are they going to leave Booster 7 in this place here? I know what they should do. They should do a 20-meter hop of Booster 7 onto the orbital launch mount.
You joke. I really wish they had done some booster hops or just some more Starship test flights. Like, I miss my darn test flights.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it seems like Michael shared like a clean video of the hydraulic failure or whatever it was. So, okay. Oh well.
We'll have a replay in a second here.
Yeah, we might see a replay. I was about to put that on chat. He has it on Twitter, but we're gonna have it in a bit.
Yeah, stand by. We'll get that replay up, and we of course won't cut away. We'll have both on screen at the same time.
So yeah, what is gonna happen next? I guess it's anyone's guess. Maybe just leave Booster 7 in place tonight. Get some crews up there on lifts or on the elevator.
Yeah, I mean, I would hesitate to send crews out with the Chopsticks damaged. That sort of throws a wild card out there. But I imagine they'll wait for a little bit to see that things are not going to get worse and assess the situation. And then when they're comfortable, send crews out there and get things sorted out. Hopefully it won't take them too long to fix. Here we go with the replay. I like the name of the file, Chopsticks Fail. Do it again, do it again. I'm looking for that. You said it bounces off the QD?
Off the QD umbilical. Looks like the sound is a little delayed.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Yeah, it does.
That's wild.
Are we also
Really,
hearing people yell? I think I hear people yelling.
Hopefully the SPMT crew is okay and not just like drenched in hydraulic fluid or something.
Oh,
yeah.
Poor people.
Yeah, something broke and fell, bounced off the QD cover there, and then a whole bunch of what looks like hydraulic fluid was just spewed into the air and onto the ground. Wow. That's really... Darn it! Cue the Elon quote about stage 0 being hard.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Well, honestly, this is a lesson learned. Whether it was just not screwing the cap on tight enough or a design flaw, that'll be even better
True.
because of this.
Yep. And this is why you wear hard hats on sites like this and obey OSHA rules.
Someone saying, "Is this a farewell to arms?"
Hey. I'm here for the jokes.
That also reminds me. I said things could fail before, right? And there you go. There you go.
So we're all guilty, is what you're saying.
No, I just warned. You said explosions may happen today. You know, like, haha, there'll be explosion. I was just referring in general on testing and things like that. Don't blame me.
Well,
I'm also.
I mean, what now?
Great question. Yeah, I mean, I think SpaceX is asking that question right now.
I think pretty clearly that's it for any kind of chance for a lift tonight. I mean, at this point, I think we call it and go hang out in Starbase Live, continue to monitor developments, and go from there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Sounds about
not
right to
what we
me.
wanted to see tonight, but like we've been saying, it could have gone much worse if it was like mid-lift or what have you.
Yeah. Just hope everyone is safe, honestly.
Yep, indeed. Hopefully nobody got hurt, nobody got drenched with hydraulic fluid, or, everyone is okay. I have a feeling the person feeling the burn most from today will be the people in charge of the chopsticks. So good luck to them. But yeah, I think that'll be it for tonight's stream. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thank you to all of our new members and everybody that was gifting memberships and all that. Thank you to everybody who did the super chats. Russell, thank you so much. I see you again. Thank you for that. And yeah, also don't forget we have the merch store. We have all kinds of cool stuff in the merch store. We have that new design. We've got metal prints. We've got these sweet metal prints. They mount using magnets. They're quite delightful, and we're trying to start filling out the selection of metal prints that we have. We just put in the Atlas Arc metal print from Steve the other day. We put in the Out of This World metal print from Mary the other day. We have the cool Falcon stuff from Pauline. We have the Nathan Barker's SLS shot. We've got some Nick shots. All kinds of good stuff. Gotta love the metal prints. If you want some Starship on your walls, that's a great way to do it. You don't have to fuss with a frame or any of that kind of stuff. You can just slap the magnets on the wall and then go right to town. So check out the metal prints if you're so inclined. We would really appreciate it if you did. And also, don't forget the new Starbase design. Oh, and we have an unboxing video of the metal prints here. This is Nick unboxing some. You can see they come packaged all nice and neat. They've got the mounting hardware already attached to the back of the print itself. Super cool. They look great. I saw one up close when I was visiting Chris B in York. Super, super cool. And yeah, there's the magnetic mounting hardware. So yeah, metal prints. Check them out. If you are so inclined, we would really appreciate anybody grabbing some of those.
I love in the chat, Saul is saying nice table.
You can see what it looks like there. It's like a foam core with pieces of metal on either side, like a sandwich.
That's Nick's signature.
Ah.
Yep, I think that was one of Nick's shots. Cool. So I think with that, we'll call it a night. Hopefully we can get this chopstick problem sorted out nice and quick. But in the meantime, we can all go hang out at Starbase Live. Alex, thanks for joining us on the stream this morning, because I know the sun has risen for you.
Yeah, always a pleasure. You know that.
Indeed. And Ian, thank you for joining us tonight.
It was great to be here. It was a lot of fun.
I hope you're feeling better. I know you're a little bit under the weather.
Yeah, recovering from the Ronies, but on the upswing, seems like. But
good.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's all go hang out in Starbase Live. Good night, everybody.
See ya.
Oh, also, I'm Jack Byer. No, nobody cares. I'm Jack Byer. Let's go hang out in Starbase Live.
pressure continues to be normal.
The chamber pressure looks good. Following up. Roger, roll, Atlantis.
Water towers can fly! Yes!
Tango down to nominal.
Flight outside SCE off. Say again, SCE off.
Yikes. You bet. Concur. We don't need any more of these.